A child needs a grandparent, anybody's grandparent, to grow a little more securely into an unfamiliar world. Quoted by Charles and Ann Morse. And I believe this quote is true because without my grandpa, I just really don't know what I would do. He was such a big influence on my life, and he's helped me, he's influenced me to make good decisions that have helped me in my later years. And I've reviewed the following information from my sources, and they are www.scrapbook.com/quotes/doc/19361/131 and www.tonguecancer.com/voiceboxcancer and www.griffinlab.com and an interview with my grandma, Marjorie Kachera. My grandpa has always been there for me, and he will always be there for me, and he's accomplished many things in life. He fought in the World War II, and he helped raise not only me, but 29 of my other fellow grandchildren, or cousins, including me, whatever. And he recently overcame cancer of the supraglottic larynx. My grandpa fought in World War II, and he was a pilot stationed at Alexandria Army Field in Alexandria, which is now the Alexandria International Airport. Before he was deployed, he married my grandmother, Marjorie Kachera, and he didn't return home for a year and a half. But after that year and a half, he was honorably discharged due to an injury sustained in a flying accident, where unfortunately he broke his arm and 4 fingers. But thankfully, he was able to come back to my grandma so they could carry on with life. My grandpa helped raise me and a few of my fellow cousins, and I respect that in the way that he brought me up. He always taught me to make good decisions in life, and ever since we were 1 year old, we were always going to my grandparents' house during the summer and the weekends. They would take us to church camp, and they would take us to church every Sunday, and I think that helped us kind of establish a sense of what we needed to do right. And if we didn't do it right, if we got out of line, he wasn't afraid to, step in and use his authority and, punish us. He wasn't afraid to, which sometimes my grandmother was. So that was really good in him. He had great qualities and stuff. And he taught us to be on our best behavior at all times. And he would always entertain us when we were younger with stories from his past and when he was a kid. And it was a really good time. But unfortunately, in last year, my grandpa was diagnosed with cancer of the supraglottic larynx, and it was a complete shock to all of us, and it really hit really close to home, and that was yeah. And the bad news was shocking, but when we learned that it was still in an early age of the disease and it was treatable by radiation or the removal of the voice box, it was really good to hear that. And in an interview with my grandmother, Margie Kachera, she told me that this wasn't just a hard time on her, but also on all of us, because she knows how much we love him and look up to him. And it was really bad. But my grandpa underwent the radiation treatment this summer, and unfortunately it was unsuccessful. But we had to have his voice box removed, and that was about 2 weeks ago. And I've been staying with him for the majority of the time, because he means a lot to me, and I've been driving back and forth from Waco, but I feel that staying with him was a really big main priority, because without him I don't think I would be the person that I am today. But thankfully the treatment worked, and now he is in a rehabilitation clinic and on his way to recovery. But he will have to communicate with an artificial larynx, which is like a little microphone that you put right here, and it catches the vibrations of your voice. So, and I learned that from www.griffinlab.com. My grandpa has made a huge impact on my life because like I said, he fought in the World War II. He helped raise me and a lot of my cousins and family members, and he overcame the cancer. And that's a big part of my life. And I'm very proud to call Edwin J. Kachera my grandfather because he has a heart of gold, and because I know he's always going to be there for me through the thick and the thin, and I respect that a lot in him.